Thank you for staying on the pulse. I appreciate your company. I'll be taking you to Abuja shortly. Meanwhile, Minister for Sanitation and Water Resources, Cecilia Abena-Dapaah, is urging various district, municipal and metropolitan assemblies across the country to enforce sanitation bylaws and arrest stray animals. According to her, proceeds from such arrests can be used to develop and support government projects. The minister made this call during a familiarization tour of the Greater Accra region. There's more in this report.
The Sanitation Minister, Cecilia Abena-Dapaah, revealed that Amasaman Municipal Assembly has implemented its sanitation bylaws in the arrest and sale of stray animals, which has contributed to a rise in their revenue mobilization. Hence, any assembly that does same will have full support.
We have sanitation courts, and I will encourage all the assemblies to take advantage of it, by the bylaws, and prosecute. We support them 110%. When you let your cows stray, they should seize the cows, arrest the cows, maybe if I should use that word, sell the cows, and use the money to help with projects. I don't have. We have to collate from the assembly. Cow, goats, sheep thing. Amasaman has the biggest record. He records all those things. He arrests the goats, whatever, and he sells. And uses the money for projects within the assemblies. And I will encourage Madam to do the same.
Responding to questions on President Akufo-Addo's promise of making Accra the cleanest city in Africa before the end of his tenure in office, Madam Cecilia Abena-Dapaah said government is still on course.
We should be on course. You start from step one. I'm sure you are interested in that. We always call on our head of state that he made a good call. And we are all part of the solution to the good call. I, as the minister in charge of sanitation and water resources, I'm happy that what we used to see as tips in the town, it's no more. You've been with us from Medina to are advised to make sure they have been distributed. We have already distributed 8,100 bins to institutions along highways, and we are going to continue. They have gone through wear and tear. We're taking stock. We know what is in and what is out. We need to go back. So we are working together collaboratively. And I'm happy what I see in town. You know, I used to think that stand on the roads. Also collaborated with roads.
The tour of the minister took the team to Old Fadama, where garbage were heaped by the Odo River, exposing residents to environmental dangers and floods. Assembly member for Old Fadama, Musa Ziad, says until the primary problem of providing refuse disposal equipment is addressed, it will be difficult to prevent residents from dumping refuse into the Odo River.
The major challenges we are facing as a community is that every community is supposed to have a service provider, a waste service provider, who is supposed to come around either on allocated days or every day to pick refuse that are done in the community. Unfortunately, Old Fadama is exceptional. We don't have a service provider, and once the people make waste and you don't provide them with the alternative, they have no option than to dump at places that you won't want them to dump. So what you are seeing here is a decades-old problem, and until we find the primary solution to it, by giving them a service provider, by making sure that their waste is adequately collected, we'll continue to have some of these problems, and there will be flooding. And when there's flooding, it's going to affect everybody.
Meanwhile, the Sanitation Ministry says it is collaborating with other government institutions to ensure that the Odo River is not choked by refuse, leading to a flood as witnessed in the past. Reporting for Joy News, Samuel Mbura, Accra.
Let's do some politics now, and some delegates of the NDC in the Asawase constituency have confessed to receiving money from candidates in exchange for votes in the party's parliamentary primaries. They claim the incumbent, Muntaka Mubarak, and his contender, Masubudu Mubarak, are guilty of vote buying. Though the electoral laws frown on these practices, delegates were excited after receiving the said amounts they term as transport allowance. Nanaya Ojima has more.
In a video that has gone viral on social media, Mohammed Muntaka Mubarak admits to paying an amount of 100 cedis as transportation to delegates in previous primaries. He boasts the amount is the least paid in primaries, comparing it to that done by colleagues.
You hear people giving television, diffusers, $1,000, what and what. Find out from the people of Aswansi. Our slogan is Bakudibane Soyeyane. It is love. It is not money. The highest I've ever given the delegate in my constituency. You can call and find out. It's 100 cities, and that was even the last one. It's just the last one. 100 cities estimated the cost of transport, the lunch, and probably dinner. Even that, I was insisting I was going to give them 50 because it is not about paying people money.
About 1,886 delegates were on the register for the Aswansi primary. Many delegates who were participating in such an election for the first time were excited, arriving early at the election venue. Some arrived in groups, buzzed to the location by their preferred candidates. It was being speculated the supporters buzzed to the ground by incumbent MP Mohammed Muntaka Mubarak received some cash in these buses. This was vehemently disputed by the MP, who rather accused his opponent of vote buying.
Promises that you cannot even imagine, just like Nanado is saying, can you imagine a parliamentary candidate telling people that he will take 206 of them in 4 years to abroad? And people want to believe that. I mean, somebody who just says anything, he himself is not credible, he's not even finished school, he has never done any work. All of a sudden, he has money and he's distributing, and I think the people of Aswansi do not know the value of what I have done for them over the 2 decades that I have sent them. I know by the grace of God, they will surely reward me by this event.
You just mentioned that he's going around paying money to the delegates to vote for him. There's also information that you are doing same. How true is that?
Since morning, I'm stepping out of my house for the first time. So if everybody is telling somebody is paying money, try and find out who is paying money. Thank you very much.
Nonetheless, delegates who were excited at the contest witnessed at Asawase confessed to receiving what they call motivation in the form of cash from candidates.
That envelope does not mean say envelope for the baby. Maybe different. I am a businessman.
Yes, election motivation is different.
Our motivation is different in every election, every season, every year. It's a difference, and a difference. So I say, Abim, and I am asking.
Envelope free candidate.
Envelope every candidate to be Aba. Every candidate. Obia the Nijato.
Different.
I am asking, and Sambasa.
And Manya delegating so far so Accra.
Let me out to the nearby amount about
more to Accra.
More do better say.
Mama Jibo side na.
Yes, about 1,500 now.
1,500 there. Menya.
When ya?
Menya.
No, I say go quiet and they are.
Me so me koko mreni, but me koko ni nyina chino. Me mama ni ada ho. Ababro sokra, just okay.
And so I'll pay 100 mommy.
Me who actually.
Say what you bet 1,500 and then go.
Oh yeah, vampire.
But
of course you say yeah okay, because I'm a delegates one day. I feel delegates one day Accra.
Ye delegate for afeni yenso yenya BBC ye wo mu no ye hunu de ye de ebe say ade alhamdulillah.
This primary in Asawase constituency will go down as one of the most exciting as delegates thank their stars for the financial gains. Article 33 of the Representation of the People Law deems sharing of money to induce voters as bribery, which is an offense. For Joy News, Nanaya Ojima, Kumasi.